Hey everybody, Rob from Karma Comic Chameleon. Today we're looking at a couple of choosing beggar stories. You're making this extremely difficult. Let's jump right in. A friend of mine was recently selling off some old collections on eBay, one of which was a large shopping bag containing about 12 Barbies, 2 of the child Barbies, and an entire bag of clothing and accessories. She was initially asking around $150 with postage and delivery when Choosing Beggar popped up. It started out reasonably enough. I will offer $40 to $50 if you want to get rid of them. I live in your city and can pick up. I can do $50 for you and pick up is fine. When would you like to collect? I live in suburb about 30 minutes away. If you'll be out this way, I see one of them is damaged. Are there others that are damaged? I don't want them if they're damaged. No, they're just a little old, but they're all in good condition. They've been in storage. If you mean the one with the shorter neck, it's not broken, it's just a little squished from storage. I'm sorry, I don't get out that way, but if you want to collect, I can do $50 cash. When would you like to collect? Given as I will have to travel and they look broken, I will offer $40. I'm sorry, the lowest I will go is $50. I promise that doll isn't broken. Her head is just a little squashed down. 12 Barbies, 2 children, and a bag full of accessories and clothing for $50 is pretty reasonable. I'll send you some more pictures so you can see. Fine, when can I pick up? My friend takes the listing off eBay, and they exchange phone numbers to talk further through SMS, and my friend provides her address. Are you home? I'm on my way now with 5 kids in the car. I need to bring my toddler in, so you need to help me carry everything to the car. We didn't agree on a time. I'm not home right now, but I'll be home in a couple of hours. No reply from Choosing Beggar. My friend gets home and checks her phone. Still no messages from Choosing Beggar. She doesn't hear from her until that evening. I don't know if I will come tomorrow. At this point, I only want the dolls, but not the broken one. Send me more pictures of the clothing. My friend does so. Finally, Choosing Beggar tells my friend she will come the next day at 11 a.m. At midday, she arrives, barges into my friend's house, and empties the bag of dolls and clothing all over the sofa, complaining all the while about the dog hair on the sofa and that the clothing isn't in perfect condition. She picks through them, discarding the items she doesn't want whilst complaining. After at least half an hour of scrutinizing 15-year-old doll's clothing, she puts what she wants back into the bag. I didn't want the broken doll or those, so will you take $40? No, sorry. At this stage, she just wants this woman out of her house. I cannot believe you're making this so difficult. Fine. She throws the bag onto the sofa. I don't want any of them then. Okay, thanks for coming by, I guess. Choosing Beggar huffs out. Not 10 minutes later, there's a knock on my friend's door. It's Choosing Beggar. All I have on me is $47, and one of the dolls is broken, and my daughters really want the clothing. Please stop making this so hard. My friend shoves everything that had been discarded back into the bag, and just agrees to the $47 to get rid of this woman. Who knew Barbie dolls were worth the stress? The original selling price on eBay was $150. I think Choosing Beggar's getting a deal already at $50. We're talking a third of the originally listed price. It seems to me like Choosing Beggar just didn't have enough money in the first place. Maybe she should have mentioned that, and OP might have been a little more willing to negotiate. On to our second story. My son and I experienced a Choosing Beggar in the wild. Let's jump right in. So, no pictures, although in hindsight, it would have added to the story so you could get a full view of what I had to witness. So, I'm in a pretty big grocery store and they're notorious for never having enough lines open. Not Walmart although, good guess. And my son and I get behind this woman in a motorized cart. She's got a basket that's filled to the brim and she's slowly taking out one item at a time, very slowly and grunting like she's having trouble. I tell my 8-year-old son to ask her if she could use his help to empty her basket, trying to teach him to help others. She agreed, and he quickly got everything out, but not before she told him exactly where on the belt to organize everything. While he's doing this, she cleans out her purse full of garbage and receipts, doesn't even turn to look me in the face, but hands it back to me saying, "Would you find a place to throw this away?" I tell her no, and that once she gets closer to the cashier, they have trash cans behind their counter. She wads it all up and then slams it back in her purse. After my son is finished, she was kind enough to offer my son a candy bar for his work. I told her no, it's okay. He can do that kind of stuff without being given something. She tells him to pick something anyway, and then I allow it. She gets up to the cashier, and they know her by name. Uh-oh. And there's even a woman on standby helping to bag her groceries according to the woman's demands. When she goes to pay, she says the exact amount on her card is $21.36. There isn't enough money on her food card for all the items she has packed into her cart. I feel bad for her, but not that much after her numerous bossy fits she's now had towards the cashiers. She has them backed up for over 20 minutes while she says, "Oh, I thought I had enough. I thought I had enough," while she rocks back and forth like a crazy for added effect. All the other lanes were about 10 people deep with full carts, and my stuff was now already on this belt. That's why I didn't move. Suddenly, she stops her act and turns and asks my son, "Do you live in this town?" He answers yes. Cue her waving her hand to fan herself and loudly saying how it's so hot and she's gotta wait for the bus, and she asks me, "You wouldn't mind taking me home?" I sternly informed her that no, that will not be happening. She then tries to say she didn't know she was short on money and if my son can return the candy bar. At that, the other cashier went to the next register, got her scanning gun, and proceeded to scan my items from the other belt. I asked while paying at the other register, I'm willing to give $20 toward her groceries to help, but only if this isn't something she does often. The cashier gives me that look like, please don't, and says this is her third time in that week and that people buy her groceries all the time. She's definitely not short on food. I thank the cashier, bag my own items, and my son, his candy bar, and I all leave from that hot mess. On the way out, the lady who couldn't get out of her cart to get her own groceries out is now standing, telling the cashiers how I'm rude and inconsiderate. Great learning time for my son. Since I told him helping someone is okay, you're not obligated to keep helping them if they're just using people. People like this who are scamming the system make it really hard to pick out the ones who are honestly in a bind and need some helping out. I'm glad OP didn't cave in and walked away, all the while teaching her son a little bit of a lesson on how the world works. On to our last story. This is a Five Guys, not a McDonald's, lady. Let's jump right in. So this happened to me at work, my local Five Guys, a few days ago, and I still kinda laugh about it. To provide some context, if you've ever been to a Five Guys establishment, you will know that our burgers, fries, etc. are more pricey than a typical fast food place. The reason behind that is mainly because we use quality ingredients and prep it there right as you get in, along with the fact that our ingredients get delivered every few days. Me is me, W is choosing beggar woman, BF is woman's boyfriend or something, and M is manager. So I'm about halfway through my shift and the lunch rush just ended. I was a bit tired since I was working the closing shift the previous night, and working register taking many people's orders during a rush can get a bit tiring. Since it died down, everyone was taking a breather, but enter choosing beggar woman, and I'm guessing was her boyfriend or something. Hi, how y'all doing today? Good. So what can I get for y'all today? Boyfriend proceeds to ask choosing beggar what she would like to eat and orders it for her. He ends up ordering a cheeseburger, which is $7.99, toppings, which are free, and a medium fry, which is about $4, along with a drink, $2.15. I yell back the order to the kitchen, and they start to prep it. Alright, your total will be $14.67, cause tax. At this point, choosing beggar gives me a strange look, as if I added something or changed something to make it more expensive. So it's almost $15 for a burger, fries, and a drink? Staying calm, yes ma'am, we use high quality, fresh ingredients and prep it right as you walk in, hence why the prices are... She cuts me off as I'm trying to explain. Let me see. I couldn't really show her since the ticket doesn't print out until the order has been paid for, and the screen that shows you what you ordered was broken for that register, so I direct her attention to the menu board, which has the prices on it. Ma'am, it does show the prices of our items on our menu. There's no way they can be that high, especially for a fast food restaurant. At this moment, some of my other coworkers are looking at her, along with a few others in line and in the lobby dining room. I tried to explain to her again, still in a calm voice, as to why our prices are that high. Once again, she cuts me off and does one of the most textbook choosing beggar moves. "I would like to speak to your manager." I turned around and gestured for my manager to come over. "What seems to be the problem, ma'am? Your employee and your restaurant are charging way too high prices for these simple foods." My manager proceeds to tell her the same thing I have said about quality and stuff. "I don't care if it's higher quality, I want my food to be cheaper." My manager then says something that no one saw coming. "Ma'am, if you want to pay for cheap and low quality food, I suggest you head back to McDonald's. This is a Five Guys, not a McDonald's, lady. Have a good day." My manager just walks away. She slightly has the look of defeat on her face, but she wanted the last word. Both her and her boyfriend walked out of the establishment with her yelling, "We'll never be coming here again." After they left and I took a few orders, one of my coworkers came up to me and said that she knew the couple and they were extremely picky and acted kind of like this when she used to work at the local IHOP. Well, that's all for the story. By the way, if you're ever going to go to a Five Guys, here's a good rule of thumb. If it's not on the menu, we don't have it. It's now a pet peeve of mine since some people always ask if we have chili, coleslaw, or chili cheese fries. Okay, I know Choosing Beggar was being a choosing beggar in this case, but anyone knows, and especially from the point of view of the manager, that you can't make a comment like that to somebody, no matter how much they're pissing you off. So the manager actually is in the wrong in this case. I want to thank all three of the OPs for posting their stories to the Choosing Beggars subreddit. You can visit them at the links in the description below. Please go there and give them an upvote. Once again, this is Rob from Karma Comment Chameleon saying thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share it with your friends, and we'll see you in the next one.